This morning, we're going to take you up on the Temple Mount and show you what's there, talk about what should be there, what will be there. You can read this. I'm sure proper attire is reasonable, but what's proper in the minds of most people is something that they've made up. There are things that you do and don't do. It just boils down to using common sense. The Muslims are not known for that. This is not from Muslims, by the way. This is from the religious leaders, the Jewish religious leaders. This is the tunnel leading up to the Temple Mount, just to give you an idea of what it looks like.
I think the first time we came, it was just a straight thing. It wasn't. I hope one day they'll do something.
That's the Dome of the Rock. I'll say more about that in a minute. And now we're facing Al-Aqsa Mosque right in front of us there. And we'll go get another view of that in a second. A little closer view of the Al-Aqsa Mosque. I'll get a picture of it from the front so you'll see what the entrance looks like. We're not going in. We could go in, but we're not going to. Okay, this is the front of the Al-Aqsa Mosque. You can see it. Again, the Al-Aqsa Mosque, and I'll pan to the left and you'll see the kind of activity that occurs here. This is early in the morning. It's probably 7:30. Later in the day it'll be much busier than this. We'll be gone. The hill in the background there is the Mount of Olives, and we're heading in that direction. The far east corner, the southeast corner of the Temple Mount is directly in front of you. In that area, they did construction work, or they hollowed it out underneath there to enlarge their meeting facilities and cause the retaining wall to become insecure, and it took them years to repair the damage done. Jordanian authorities made the repairs. They would not let Israeli authorities do that. This is a view of the Dome of the Rock from beside the Al-Aqsa Mosque. So that's what it would look like if you were standing here in front of the Al-Aqsa Mosque looking at the Dome of the Rock. This is the pathway, the staircase down to the meeting area that they built, which caused the structural integrity of the far southeastern corner of the Temple Mount to be compromised. But there's a very large facility under there now, and I can't go down there because I'm not Muslim, but that's what caused the problem right there. What's underneath there. This is facing Al-Aqsa Mosque from the eastern side of the Temple Mount. As you can see, those are olive trees in front of you. I'm going to pan to the right and you'll see where we are in relation to the Dome of the Rock. course, there's the Dome of the Rock. They're doing construction up here now, and you can see this is an area where they're just storing stuff. But we're off the beaten path here. This is actually construction, more construction activity up in here. This is the eastern gate, or the Golden Gate, to the old city, to the Temple Mount. From on top of the Temple Mount. As you can see, it's blocked over. Because I'm not a Muslim, I can't go down there. But that is the gate through which Yahweh will enter when he returns, called the Golden Gate or the Eastern Gate. I'm going to pan around so you can see what it looks like. And again, I can't go down there. We're approaching the northeast corner of the Temple Mount, and you can see what it looks like here. Pan around for you. We're facing the Dome of the Rock here from near the northeast corner of the Temple Mount. And I'm going to pan around and let you see what it looks like as you face the northwest corner of the Temple Mount. This is the north side of the Temple Mount. As you can see, there are a bunch of kids down there. They're allowed to do just about anything up here. They have soccer matches, they have everything. Jews can't come up here and pray, but Muslim kids can come up here and play sports. Now we're on the platform where most people believe the temple stood. That little building to the left of the Dome of the Rock is where Muslims believe that the final judgment will occur. They're over there praying. I don't know if those are Muslims there now, but you see a lot of Muslims praying over there. There are always prayer rugs. But the Dome of the Rock sits on the top of the rock where Abraham was told to sacrifice Isaac. Most Jewish people believe that that's where the temple stood. I don't know if it is or not, but that's what most Jewish people believe. I can go in there, but I can't take pictures in there. So there's no reason for me to go in there. I've been in there several times, but I can't show you what it looks like. A closer view of the Dome of the Rock. And if you notice, up in the right hand side of your screen, you can see the moon. Actually, Allah is the moon god. That's the last time you'll hear me say that name. Another view of the Dome of the Rock, a little closer, so you can see some of the intricate work done on it. It's very pretty. Most people, when when they see this, they think of Jerusalem. This is the building that stands out in their minds. That's the little building where they think the final judgment will occur. Who knows? It may be. But it'll surprise people when they discover who the judge is. This is standing beside the Dome of the Rock, facing east. And I'm going to pan to the right, and you'll see we're right at the building where the Muslims believe the final judgment will occur. That's Katie in there. She's not the judge here, but she may think she is. I'm only kidding. She doesn't think that. This is the roof of the building, the structure where Muslims believe the final judgment will occur. Panning down. Many times when I've been here, this place is loaded with prayer rugs. This structure here is called the Dome of the Spirits. Now, there's a theory that this is the spot where the Holy of Holies was, and that I'm standing where the temple was. And the reason I say that is it lines up perfectly with the Eastern Gate. The Dome of the Rock does not line up with the Eastern Gate. The Al-Aqsa Mosque does not line up with the Eastern Gate, but this structure does. So it may be that this is where the temple was. I'll say more about that in a minute. And we're facing the Eastern Gate now. You can't see it, but the Eastern Gate is in that direction. Now here's an interesting little factoid for you. If a compromise is ever reached, and the Jewish people are allowed to build a temple on the Temple Mount, they can do it right here without tearing down the Al-Aqsa Mosque or the Dome of the Rock. It could be that a compromise places the temple where it actually belongs. I'm just throwing that out so that you'll have something to think about. This is the Temple Mount. This is what it looks like. If you haven't been here before, I hope it's been helpful for you. If you come to Jerusalem, you ought to take the opportunity to visit the Temple Mount and see for yourself. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. I extended the video just a little bit for you. What you just witnessed was 3 Jewish people touring the Temple Mount, and wherever they go, they have a guard. And every time they move from point to point, you hear that chanting in the background. And why? There's only one reason. They're Jewish. They're not wanted here. Just wait till the day Yahweh returns. There'll be some screaming then too. It won't be screaming Aliyahu Akbar. I just call them the Yahoos.